Our next story had me in tears all the way home last night from New York on a plane. Mishel Kowal was on top of the world, a professional MMA fighter, happily married with a beautiful son until September of 2016, when tragedy struck. His son Liam was only 15 months old and on a walk in a stroller when he was killed by a drunk driver. Marcus and Mishel have shared their painful story with us here on Good Day LA before, and they've been here since the beginning. And now Marcus has written a new memoir, Life is a Moment, about his family's darkest days and how they're honoring Liam's legacy. Welcome, guys.
Thank you very much.
Like I said, I read this on the plane last night, and as a mom, I was brought to tears. And reading your journey and your passage, how are you guys doing?
Well, good, thank you. It's day by day, obviously. Some days are tougher than others. Last week was Liam's birthday, and that was tough. But at the same time, you know, this is Liam's little brother, Nico, and that's really what the book is about. How do you find your way back to happiness? How do you find your way back to life when it feels like life has ended?
And how do you find your way back? How have you found your way back? Because that's very hard. You see the circle of life here with Nico. And how beautiful and good at 10 months, I must say. What a good baby sitting here for 10 months. But how do you get back?
We take it a day at a time, and we have an incredible support system around us. And we have a mission to honor Liam and to save lives. And he put us on a trajectory we will not stop.
Let's talk about this book. Writing this book, it details you and where you grew up in Sweden, your travels around the world to get to where you are, and part of your journey is your story with Liam. And when I read it, one of the most difficult passages to read was saying goodbye in Life is a Moment to Liam, and the two of you walking in and out of that room, and you not wanting to leave, Mishel. How was it writing this book? Was it cathartic for you?
It was. I started writing 4 days after the accident, and I actually didn't know at the time that it was going to become a book. I started writing for myself. It was part of my way of dealing with it. But as time went on and we met a lot of parents, especially fathers that lost children, I realized that a lot of times years down the line they're still angry, still bitter, and I feel like we've handled it in a healthy way, and I want to be able to help other people going through grief as well. And unfortunately, as humans, we will all go through grief at some point, maybe not as traumatic as we did, but that's Liam's legacy, to be able to help others in this world. And the name Liam actually means the people's protector.
Well, I was going to say, his mean has a special meaning. And when you're naming him, I mean, he looked down and he is protecting people in a different way now.
Yes, yes.
And you speak of not having anger, and I listened to that and I couldn't, as a parent, like I said, I would be so angry. And you said you both spoke at the sentencing of the woman who, you know, killed Liam. How did that feel? And have you forgiven her or moved on from her?
I personally haven't forgiven her. I don't spend much time thinking about her because it's pointless. It doesn't do anything. So I'm not angry, but I don't forgive her. And I will never forgive her for taking my son's life.
And I could have forgiven her had she stood up the first day in court and apologized for what she did. But she never showed any remorse. She never reached out. She never apologized. And anger is toxic, and it's not going to lead you to anything good, anything positive, if you want to find your way back. And the anger that I have, and both of us have, is with society, that it is so allowed in the United States when it comes to DUIs, and we're working hard with a non-profit, Liam's Life Foundation, to lower the legal blood alcohol content and to save lives in the future.
Well, like you said, you've changed this into a positive, and you've started this foundation. Like you said, I want to say it loud and clear for people to hear. It's Liam's Life Foundation. Tell me what that does. Tell me what you do for people.
We're working hard on the political side, to lower the blood alcohol content, which currently is at 0.08. We want to lower it to 0.04, but we're heavily opposed, unfortunately, by lobbyists and politicians. And, you know, in our case, it's too late. We've lost our son. We're trying to do it to save other lives, and still we're opposed, which is amazing and crazy. But ultimately what we're working, we gave out 3 scholarships to Udacity University, self-driving cars, which is the ultimate solution, whether it's drunk driving or drug driving or distracted driving. And then educating. We've been out speaking to over 5,000 high school kids about the impact of drunk driving, how to change the next generation and the social attitude towards drunk driving.
Can you just tell me about this guy here? Yeah, you have to believe that Liam is looking down and looking at his little brother, and you guys will always remember Liam through Nico. And this boy is 10 months old, and you know, you probably see a brighter future for Nico.
He looks just like his brother, and he has a lot of personality traits to remind us of Liam. Very social and very friendly. But that's what we're fighting for Nico and other kids and the future, to make sure that the senseless act of drunk driving, children die unfortunately every day anyways, through accidents and diseases and so on, but drunk driving we could in theory end tomorrow. And Nico has been the brightest of lights in a very dark tunnel in the past year and a half.
And as we like to say, think before you get behind the wheel.
Yeah.
Simple message, just think, because this didn't need to happen.
No.
You guys, difficult topic. Life is a Moment is out now. Liam's Life Foundation, please go support it, because we do need to do something. So I'm happy to see you. And you know, this boy, good little boy, 10 months old. I can't believe, I have to say, you know, you guys have, this is good. You've done good. All right, Alex, take it back away for you.
What a beautiful interview. Thank you so much, and thank you for all the good work that you guys are doing.